I'm Chase.
And I'm Timothy.
And this is Customer Service.
And we're live. How are you?
I was going to say the same damn thing.
Really?
Yeah. How we doing?
Well, it's a little bit more of a launch sequence now that we got the cameras and stuff.
Yeah, I know. I keep forgetting that we do the video with the computers. So for a second, I was sitting here just like, start it up, bro.
Mm-hmm. As much as sometimes I think as much as I like music gear and all that stuff, I could never DJ in the sense that every time I have to do too many buttons at once, I immediately am like, oh man, I got to double check everything I did.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I've never done it.
No, I would feel like, and this is me talking about DJing. I have no clue.
I'm telling you, I'm into music and production and all this stuff. I don't know what they're doing at all.
I have no clue. But I would be like, did that button press register? Is it going to play that song I wanted, or is it going to play the fucking song after? I don't know how it works, but I'm with you. It's not.
It feels like one of those things where if you make one mistake, you're like, oh shit, now I gotta I gotta back up and fix a million things now.
It's fucked up the next 4 hours.
Yeah, but we're also saying,
party.
I don't know how it works. I've never looked into it. It doesn't really interest me that much. I think it's a cool thing when you see it done well, but I don't know I don't know what's good versus bad. Is it just they find a beat and then match it with something?
I think that I know that I've heard Jason on How Long Gone talk about it a little bit here and there, but you have to match beats per minute, BPM.
Sure.
So you find songs that
and then you're just finding songs that
way.
Have the same BPM
and then
so what people are getting excited about is that they transitioned one type of song into another type of song.
I think so.
They should come over to my Spotify any day. Charlie XCX, Entombed, and we'll bounce around like a lunatic over there. You know what I mean?
That's tight.
So it's not a problem if you want to, that's the thing. I don't understand when they do something impressive, it has to be more than that. I mean, I know that they change a high pass filter sometimes, but that's just. I don't know what it is.
Listen, you don't think the dude from First to Last is
That's how he is known in this room, is the guy from First to Last that's a DJ now.
Yeah, bro. His name's Sonny, I think.
Yeah.
No, I have no clue, bro. It reminds me of, we have a buddy of ours. I won't disclose their name, but we have a buddy of ours who years ago, we were in the shop and we were playing music and Spotify, something happened and one of us, me, you, Coop, had turned on transitions, right? You know where I'm going with this?
Oh, yeah.
So that one song would end.
The idea now that you're saying it with a buddy of ours is funny, but go ahead.
So we were in the shop and we turned on transitions so that, a song ends and it will fade out of that and fade into the next song as a very smooth thing. And it did it in some kind of song hit, and we're like, "Ooh, that transition's hot!" And our buddy goes, "Wait!" Our buddy goes, "Wait! It's been doing that in my car. Did you go in and fuck around in my car?"
I like that. Also, you're doing the Christopher Nolan Batman voice. You know what I mean?
So. But that I'll never forget that is one of the funniest oh my God.
Yeah, that he thought that we went into his car and turned on transitions only in his car. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just to fuck with him.
Oh man, so legendary. I'll tell you right now, Brondo, my hair is fucking crazy. The video's got me all crazy, but y'all are just going to see me in my truest form.
Normal. It looks normal.
I am due for a haircut because I've been doing the thing where I get a haircut once every 9 months, and then it's getting to the point where it's getting to be needed to just have a cut.
Just set up appointments for the year. Be like every 3 or 4 months, I'm going to go get my hair cut.
And I should just do that because I know
how that will help me is that we don't have to talk about your hair so goddamn much.
Bro, I know.
Because it's like you're always in crisis.
I know.
How does it feel to live like this? It takes something that has a very clear and easy solvable thing and then just stress out about it so much that you don't do anything about it.
Hey, I need this energy because you're right. Yeah. You're absolutely right. It's like I say, oh, I got to wear my fucking glasses today because I'm still out of contacts. I've been out of contacts since we were in Tokyo, dog.
I wore my last ones. Contacts. How long could this take?
Well, I'm out of prescription now, so now I need to go back to the doctor, and then it's like, Listen, I'm not going to make excuses for myself.
We're not going to get into doctor talk on here with you because I'm seconds away from dragging you in there like I did to Meredith on The Office, yanking your ass into a doctor.
No.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that's about it. How we doing?
Fine. It's been C+.
It's been busy over here.
Yeah.
I'm trying this new thing where I'm really trying to get my schedule on point, you know.
Trying this new thing that you've unsuccessfully been trying for 7 years.
This is the thing, and you know, tell me if what I'm saying is a falsehood in any in any regard. But I got no problem getting the work done. It's getting the work done and not getting distracted. Hearing you say something that interests me, walking over, doing that. 45 minutes go by. I'm on to packing orders, and I never got the first thing done. Orders are packed, but then we have to do a pod. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone that's listened to this many episodes of the podcast is going to be surprised that you're a little bit unorganized. I'm tidy.
I'm not saying that. That's a different thing.
My time management is tough because I've also taken on some new things, or it's all shifted and
Listen, I'm not going to talk from any sort of high pedestal here, and that like I have issues with. My brain is going, I'm having 3 conversations in my head. You know what I mean? Like at all times. Like one's an argument, one's this one, and one's me thinking about what I want to do later. And so it's really hard. Like it's the second like something ends, like if I work on something and then it ends, and we know that we're just describing ADD. Yeah. But so as soon as it ends, then my brain goes and it fills back up, you know what I mean? And then it's like now I have to go, I don't know what I'm doing next. So it's like I have to map it out very strategically. Like the thing that I sent you last night, I make for myself almost every single day because I have to have that because I'm like a dog without a leash. You know what I mean? Like until someone tells me the next thing, I just do whatever the next thing is. You know what I mean? So if someone comes in here, I've said it before, we would have been great in the military outside of a lot of elements, but like if you're talking about if someone just came in here and said, "Come on, we're going this way," I'd be like, "All right, fine. I guess we're doing this. Let's just fucking go. Let's just get this over with." You know what I mean? It's just easier for me to like. So then when someone and then people try to grab both of us a lot around here to do different things, and then everyone thinks that they know the priorities. So, it's just that kind of stuff.
So I'm going to learn to schedule a bit more, but you're absolutely right. I could be doing anything. And if you call my name, I'd be like, it might be interesting. And I'll come running. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just, it feels like a dog. Like as soon as you say the names, I'll just go do that thing then. Yeah. Happy to do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because my dream state is I don't turn off my brain entirely in life. It's just it's like me on the weekends. My dream weekend is just where I can leave the house and go, I'm not bringing one single thing in my pocket. I am useless. I am like a child.
If I'm found dead in the woods, they will not be able to identify me.
I don't have anything on me, and I don't want anything on me. And then that's like the ultimate freedom to me. So it's like that's why I like when someone just goes, I don't need to know where we're going because I don't care. Yeah. If I'm being honest with you. Yeah. In my free time. As long as I hate when I get surprised with, we're in the car for an hour, and I'm like, I didn't know that. I needed to mentally prepare for that.
I thought it was 15 minutes. Yeah.
But outside of that, I could care. Where could we be going? None of it's interesting. It's not like I'm going to be shocked.
Knowing you guys, it's Target,
grocery store,
coffee shop,
3 different grocery stores, coffee shop, home.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So it's just, it's the same shit. Yeah. You know? So I just want to go and have nothing and have no thoughts. Because then I can go, I can have as many conversations as I want up here today. Because I don't have anything on me. I got no one coming in to ask me to do something different.
I'm with you.
Anyway, I don't know how we got
Miss Shan we'll make her trip or something, and she'll leave her phone at home on accident, but we won't realize it until we get home and it's on the couch. You know what I mean? And then
I can only do that in a scenario where I'm with somebody else that has one because I worry about like an emergency. Yeah. But other than that, I don't care. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's harder. Like also, I could never be without Gia and then not have that. What if something happened? You know what I mean? Like so, if I didn't have those types of things, if it was just me rocking, then fuck, leave it at home. What am I? You know what I mean? It'd probably be better for me. Yeah. I'll just look out the window and zone out. You know what I mean? It's great. Wow. What about you? What's going on with you?
I'll say I woke up 30 minutes earlier than usual this morning. It was nice. For no reason in particular, just did. Watched a little bit of the first round of whatever golf tournament's happening right now. I think they're in Scotland or I don't know. I watched Scotty Scheffler tee off. unless it was a delayed streaming. But anyway, watched a little bit of golf, kicked it, watered the plants. Garden's looking good. Our tomato plants are like, I think they're 4 feet high, so they're now topping out. So we have tomato plants going. They're hitting the top of it. So if they were able to stretch, probably like 4.5 feet.
I had an idea recently that involves gardening. So, yeah. So I thought you might like this.
Yeah.
I think we should start trying to figure out how to make our own scents in a garden. Because that sounds fun.
I love that.
I like the idea of then we have to figure out how to like distill it or whatever. But that seems like some cool gear that you could buy.
Yeah, because I'm not going to act like I know. I looked into it briefly because I also was curious about. There was a period where what I wanted to do was actually go into the woods, forage for. I love like pine and shit and like juniper berries, and I wanted to get a bunch of those and make it into a room spray, like a pine. Like for instance, we have that Aesop one. It's juniper, cardamom, a couple other things, but it's very woodsy. It feels like something you could go scent wise find in the woods out here. I was like, that sounds fucking sick. And there's definitely there's chemistry involved. It atomizes or something, you know what I mean? But I think we could figure it out, bro.
You couldn't just make like all natural ones?
Sure. I just don't know how. You still got to do something, though.
Because, my dream scent is take an ashtray out of a car, put that in, put half a bottle of Polo Green in there. You know what I'm saying? And a little bit of, like, outside smell. And so just leave that outside for a while. Cook that down.
Yeah. Hey.
And then put a little bit into whatever goes into... Again, you can see where this falls apart that I've not researched this.
No.
I just thought that you could just sort of, like, make a very distilled thing, then you put a little bit of that in. But I don't know what that...
I have no clue. We should look into it because it could be fun as a personal project, I'll grow some stuff we can make a scent. But also, a dye garden would also be interesting. I have not looked into it, but it would be interesting to know if I could grow indigo, say, in Colorado, or...
You might be on your own on that one. I don't care about this as much. I mean, I think it's cool when other people do it, but I don't want to do it.
I'd be interested in doing it to give it to somebody else to complete the process.
Yeah, I mean, okay, then yeah.
I would like to grow a lot.
I got nothing to give here.
But
I got no ideas for it is the problem because that feels like it's like a one-to-one thing. Like you grow this thing, it dies like a certain way. I guess you get into more experimental colors by mixing stuff.
Yeah, roses do a certain thing, but if you mix it with iron powder, it makes I don't know. I really don't know. We could have our boy Noah.
This feels like us as if we were kids. It would just be us in a backyard making potions. You know what I'm talking about? That's kind of what we're describing is we want to put a bunch of random shit in a bowl, stir it around, and be like, look, Mom, it stinks. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I would have done all of that, but then we would have set it on fire.
Yeah, but I don't know why that would set on fire what I'm describing, but I hear what you're saying.
That would have been the next step, though.
We used to like to we'd get like smoke bombs, you know what I mean? And those like really nasty ass Frappuccino drinks that you could get?
The glass, yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're kind of squared.
Yeah, it's like a little glass bottle.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They were like popular in like the early 2000s. We'd take those off, we'd drink them, pop a smoke bomb in, close it, and then like throw it somewhere. And it basically made like a glass pipe bomb. Do you know what I mean? Because it would fill with smoke
and pressure and
shatter. It would either shatter or shoot the lid off. My friend still has a welt on the side of his calf from that cap getting him because it gets hot too.
Oh, so it burnt his ass.
Yeah, it shot him in the calf, and he has like a little. You can kind of see it. It's like a little circle.
Yeah.
I saw him not like that like a handful of years ago at like a bar, and I was like, oh shit, it's still there. You can see it. So it was like a cool little.
That's sick. Hey, you got a bunch of scars?
I got some like random ones. Yeah. I've got some random ones. I mean, my most notorious one is like I have like a cut that I fell off a golf cart when we used to wash golf carts, and like the little siding piece that like. It like protects the so it doesn't chip or whatever. It's like a little
trim.
piece of metal trim. Yeah, it was like loose, and I didn't realize there was the guy in the car was like cleaning the front. I was cleaning the back. I was like kind of on the edge. He took off. He didn't know I was back there, I guess. So I just slipped off the side of it and cut my shin like down to basically the bone, like pussed out. It was really disgusting. I feel like I've talked about this on here because the guy that was like selling coke out of the place, like I came in because we were too young to technically be working there, and he's paying us cash. He was like, oh shit, look, I got band-aids. He's like literally going through the back of a bar just like throwing band-aids, or well, this one's a tiger, he's a tiger, it's a good tiger. It's like, and he's like, well, I think you're probably done working here, and just don't come back tomorrow, and and it was just like, just get that. I cannot handle a lawsuit. And so I have like a pretty predominant one on like my shin.
Yeah.
That's probably the most predominant one.
Yeah.
I don't think I have like any other crazy. I have like a couple on my wrists and stuff from like skateboarding and shit. But
Sure.
a lot on my fingers from cooking and stuff throughout the years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I got a
crazy.
couple scars in between my fingers and on various fingers from a previous job. I worked a lot with box cutters and cutting a lot of leather and stuff. So fingers are all fucked up. But I only have one that I think. Well, actually, I had a scar on this top part of my forearm. Took up the whole thing most of my life. First grade, I was reaching on the counter to get a comb, and the comb got caught in my mom's curling iron cord, came down flat, straight on top of my arm, bro.
Like a Mr. Bean situation.
Bro, it was out of a cartoon. And you know when you're a kid and you like, that got me. But so what I did was I ran up and down. I lived in a 3-story home, a half underground basement, and then floor level, and so I just up and down the stairs.
Trying to run it off.
Just try to run it off, you know what I mean? And just like scream into pillows so my mom couldn't hear me. And then eventually I look and it's already got this much off the skin of it is happening. And I was like,
I've got
fine,
myself.
here we go.
I got myself. I don't know where it's at. I can't remember where it's at, but there it is. That guy. You know what I mean? That was like a burn from eons ago, but it was like the way the grate was or whatever. Just it's like I sunk it into it. You know what I mean? It's like you know what I mean? You can imagine styrofoam going into something like a hot thing. It was like that. It's just like it felt like it went into me. Yeah. Because it was like a hole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could see it's scooped. Yeah, it's fucked up.
Jesus.
It's nasty.
Well, shit, bro. Well, hey, we haven't talked since I think
Since when?
Last Thursday?
Since Trampapalooza.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say we haven't talked since we all kicked it this weekend. So let's go over. What'd you do this weekend? Because I saw you on Friday. I saw you on Saturday. Friday we had the cookout after work. That was fun. Played a little cornhole.
Oh yeah.
Had a couple beers. We made burgers.
Our usual shit.
Shit. Just kind of kick around. And then on Saturday we went out to Coop and Andy's house.
Saturday I did my normal shit, man. I just sort of like mess with guitar pedals because Abby and Gia like to go run some errands. So they like to go to the farmer's market and stuff like that. And I played with my guitar pedals and laid out in the sun for as long as my body could handle it.
Heat it up, yeah.
Yep. That was it until we went to the party. Pretty much.
Nice.
I did that up until we went to the party.
Yeah.
And so other than like getting Gia ready and stuff and nothing. You
Nice.
know what I mean?
That's good.
And I watched you ding dongs on a trampoline for like 4 or 5 hours.
Listen. When Coop and Andy moved into their old house, a year and a half ago, they were like, we should get a trampoline. And I was like, yeah, you guys should definitely get a trampoline. And then it never came to fruition. And then Andy had said, hey, I'm going to have everybody over for my birthday and I'm going to get a trampoline, a housewarming party and this and that. And I was thinking like, man, I hope they get that trampoline. You know what I mean? And I called it. I said, you guys are going to have to peel me off that trampoline. I was on there for 4 hours, even with a bummy ankle. Swollen to shit ankle. I was on there for 4 hours. Me, Coop, Ryan, and Gigi. You know what I mean? Gia's really getting down with the big dogs, but there is nothing better than trampoline.
Just loved it.
I absolutely loved it.
They literally did. I can't stress this. They barely came out to eat. They just jumped on the trampoline.
Tell the story of. Okay, so I think you should leave bit in the newest season where he's on like a dating show, but he doesn't want to participate in the dating show. He just wants to ride the zip line into the pool. That was literally me on the trampoline, but
the second we got there, Chase was sitting off to the side of the trampoline. What he was looking at, I don't know. Just looking at the trampoline. As the second my daughter got there, and he was like, "Oh, you want to go on the trampoline?" He was literally just needing an excuse to go on it.
Yeah,
I'm not joking. We were there for what?
4 hours.
4 hours. You got off to eat pizza and go to the bathroom once. That's all I saw you come off that thing for. And towards the end of the night, again, just imagine 4+ hours of jumping on a trampoline.
Sun's going down.
He, this girl who we didn't know when we got there, she was a new person to us. We said hello, blah blah blah. Obviously, she didn't talk to you for shit all night because you were busy. But like, she comes over and goes, "Hey, just wanted to say, so nice to spend the evening with you guys." Blah blah blah. You just go, you're still jumping, just night. It was like, oh my god, it's literally it's a child. It's like a kid. It's a night. Trying to be so sincere and nice. This poor lady didn't realize she was talking to a teenager. Goofing around.
Probably just popped a little B flip after that.
As soon as I heard, like Cooper and I were the ones where we were right next to each other. Cooper spit out his drink. I was dying. Poor girl didn't know what she was getting herself into, trying to talk to you.
Oh, fuck, man. So, anyway, that was fun. I love their house. It's a very cute, fun house. Coop has his.
What are you doing? Sit down over there.
God, I'm all. I was in tears. Okay, the Sunday, you didn't do nothing crazy?
I don't even remember. No, nothing.
I golfed, actually. I golfed with Ron and Coop again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You had a real squad out there.
Well, we're in a tournament, not tomorrow, but Saturday afternoon, at a course out by H Mart in Westminster. So we just went and played the course to get warmed up. And in fact, Coop FaceTimed me yesterday. He was out at the course again, getting warmed up, getting a lay of the land. So, and I think he's gonna go bowl. We got bowling tonight, which I'm absolutely gassed about. So we'll see if I can shoot a little better. But hey, I'm a busy guy right now, you know. But come winter, I am usually locked away.
Busy guy right now.
I'm bowling and then golfing, baby.
You did trampoline lessons. It's like you're the king of ESPN 4 sports. You know what I mean?
Also with YouTube TV, which I don't know how much you watch, but I know Abby uses the YouTube TV account. They've been having a lot of American Cornhole League on. And what's interesting is a lot of like NFL players or like 13-year-old kids. You know what I mean? It's like one or the other. Mm-hmm. Oh, there was also like a blue collar like Ford truck guy. But
is it still brought to you by Bush Beans?
They're all wearing Bush Beans uniforms.
Yeah. It's like that should be enough to be like, I don't want to do this. It feels bad.
It's just funny because it's like, it reminded me of, the movie Dodgeball.
Yeah.
You know how God, I can't think of his name. Jason Bateman. You know his character? How he's like kind of like a dumb announcer guy. Mm-hmm. But like it's like that where it's like these guys are talking about technique and shit, and I hear what they're saying, but it just feels like it's still just you're supposed to be kind of buzzed in a backyard playing.
It's kind of making a lot out of nothing.
A lot out of nothing. And I actually want to eat crow here and say I am good at cornhole. These dudes are really good though. Like if you give me some time to practice, if there was a qualifying league coming through Denver, I might go show up and try to play. You know what I mean? But these dudes are actually like legitimately really good. So I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to air that out. That I might not be the champion cornhole player that I thought. I'm still probably the strongest guy in cornhole, but I might not be good enough for the TV.
Are these things you want to have said? You know what I mean? Do you want this on record?
Dude, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just...
when have I?
I don't need to make competition out of anything in my life.
I do.
Do you know what I mean? For what?
It adds... not meaning, but like...
Oh, God. It's like
I like to work...
It adds meaning.
I want to work towards a thing. Like, for instance, like, because Michan said the same thing when I was saying, like, oh, I was pissed that I bowled so fucking shitty last week. You know what I mean? First time bowling in, like, 8 years, I bowled once when I first moved here. I was on a little bit of acid at the time, so I didn't bowl all that great. But at this...
Okay.
But before that, bro, I hadn't bowled since college.
Hold on. In what world do you take a little bit of acid and then go bowling?
This was like when I first moved here, like my old buddies, my roommate's little brother had some. It was like a microdose. It wasn't like, you know what I mean?
Was it cosmic bowling at least? That feels...
It was basically, you know what it was? It was over at Fat Cats years and years ago.
Is that gone?
And it's now, I think, called
Dolphin?
Bolero.
Yeah,
Blue Dolphin burned down. John Ronnie's ass out. Blue
I went
Dolphin
to
burned down.
Bolero recently with Cooper, actually.
Apparently, they got cheap bowling during the day, but we work. But this was formerly called Fat Cats.
We're at work.
We're
Can't go to
buddy.
Bolero right now,
Timothy. You know how funny would it be if I took out a big loan and over a weekend I had a bowling alley put in here? Said, oh no, I already talked to my boss. He's cool with it. I got a key. See,
where would you put it?
Front of the door to here. Anyway, I would love to bowl at a homemade lane, an in-house bowling lane. But
sometimes you say anyway in a sentence as if it's something that we were talking about, but it was a complete non sequitur.
I'm gonna get back
Anyway,
to that.
yeah.
But no, I played at Fat Cats. Fat Cats is like if you took, maybe a warehouse that would store goods for a Walmart or something, and it's a 30-foot high ceiling, but you only finish up 10 or 11 feet. So it's literally like a miniature within a big building. It was just shitty. You know what I mean? Just like not a nice space. Weird. Anyway, I had a buddy in college who would say, hey, by the way, to start a conversation.
Yeah.
And I'd be like,
You don't?
dude, you weren't even talking to me.
Yeah.
I hadn't conversed with you yet today, and you started with, by the way.
Yeah, it's just like anyone that wants to talk about something different, so they just say, anyway, and you're like, we're not going back to that's just a random thing you wanted to talk about,
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Hey,
okay, so you're going to go bowling, you're going to
I'm bowling tonight, so I'll dip out right at, 5:50.
Chase, if you tell me about this again, I'm going to fucking lose my mind. I'd have 2 conversations with you about this now.
Just go.
I don't care. Just fucking leave. Just do your work and then leave. I don't care. I cannot have these conversations. Once a week, this motherfucker texts me and tells me that there's like apparently there's a train between here and his house. I don't care. That's fine. And then now and then you're like, hey, Brondo, I'm probably going to be, and I've told you 1,000 times, unless it's going to be like an hour, I don't need to know. I don't need to know. What am I going to do? Sounds like there's nothing to do about it. Thanks for letting me know.
No, that's fair.
But I don't need to know the information.
Hey.
Because also, I would say of the hundreds of times that you have sent me that text, if I brought up our conversations, it's random like YouTube or things that we would send each other. But in between that, it's just
Train.
I might be a little late. That train again.
But here's the thing is I always say, hey, just so you know, sitting at a train right now, but as long as it finishes up in the next 10 minutes, I'll probably still be on time. And honestly, Timothy,
what I'm telling you is of the 99 times you've texted this to me, maybe you've been a couple minutes late once or twice.
I'm never late.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't need the
No,
information.
and in this case, what I'm doing is I'm over communicating because I don't want 15 minutes, I'm going to leave at 5:45 or something. And then maybe like, all right, I'm out of here. But then again, you've also said you don't care that many times. I'm just covering my bases because I was hourly for so long.
As long as it's not like a daily thing, what do I care? You know what I mean? Like, that's fine. You've been here a very long time. If you need to be 5 minutes late occasionally or leave 5 minutes early, what do I care?
Yeah, fair enough.
Just go do it.
Hey.
He will tell me dozens of times. Everyone here will know by the end of the day that he is leaving 5 to 10 minutes earlier to go bowling. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. Well, anyway, we'll see how I roll tonight. It'll all be for my boy Brondo. By the way, I watched.
It's okay.
I watched The Big Lebowski on Sunday.
To prep?
No, because I was telling Bob how I've been bowling, and he goes, apparently nobody knew in casting or whatever that John Turturro was going to come in a purple jumpsuit and do this.
Probably licking the ball and stuff. Yeah.
And so I was like, I have to watch it because I'm a John Turturro fan. He's a guy that I've just realized when he's around, he's stellar. You gotta love him. And I really enjoyed the movie. It's my second time seeing it, and I was in and out of doing other things. But John Turturro's quite a legend. I was actually introduced to him in The Night Of.
That's the first time? Not like
where
Leon
he made
the
an
Professional?
impact on me. Have
you seen that movie?
Is Leon the Professional with Denzel?
No. What are you thinking of? It's with a very young Natalie Portman.
I was thinking Natalie Portman. I would have thought Denzel.
What do you mean that you were...
Does Denzel also protect Natalie Portman in a movie where she's also a kid?
Well, now I don't know. Maybe.
Anyway.
I mean, she did a lot of early work, and maybe I'm not connecting those dots. I thought you were saying, I thought it could have... it was either Natalie Portman or Denzel. And I'm like, those are very different people.
That's funny. But
you know what? Denzel in the upcoming Gladiator sequel, look, I feel like that's strong casting.
Really? Mm-hmm. Interesting.
He's not like the main guy. He's like in his 60s, I think, 70s, but that seems pretty good.
Interesting. I mean, I'm interested in seeing it. I'll be honest with you. I've never seen or consumed a Gladiator content.
Well, there's only one. It's with Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix.
It's
good.
See, I've never seen it.
I don't like old movie, movies that are set in old times, basically at all.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Gladiator would be Roman Empire? right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I
I don't know anything about history. If it's before the 1970s, maybe I've got a little bit of 60s in me, just movies and music.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because people are always like, you're like an old soul. And I'm like, as long as you're talking about from like 1975 on, sure. But like before then,
you
not
are like a
interested.
70-year-old dude, but you didn't have any cognitive.
There was no cognitive until I was in my 30s. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like old stuff. It doesn't seem great. It seems, I don't want to dress that way. We've talked about this before.
No,
I don't wanna,
I watched a documentary on Orson Welles talking about the making of Citizen Kane or something. You know what I mean?
What drew you to that?
I'll be honest with you.
Everything I
I
know about you
of...
doesn't feel like you'd watch a documentary about Orson
We
Welles
watched
making
it.
Citizen Kane. Have you seen Citizen Kane?
No.
Yeah. So why would
No.
you watch the documentary?
I don't remember what it was.
Are you talking about? Was it the one that came out about the crazy movie he was making that never got made?
That might be the case.
Yeah.
I just remember Michelle and I watched it in the last 2 years.
Was he at his weird like L.A. sex house most of the time?
See, I don't know, dude.
Well,
I
it's a
just remember
documentary.
being like, "Yep, not for me." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to see the movie.
I mean, Citizen Kane's I get it. It's I just don't like older movies like that. If I'm being,
It's not a
completely
silent film, is it? There's talking.
Yeah, I was talking.
Okay.
It's like, but it's like that's. I mean, I like Seven Samurai, but if I'm being really honest, I only like it a little bit. I know that it's important and it's good. You know what I mean? I know that
Yeah.
I need to have seen it to understand other things, but
I was just workshopping a joke in my head where I liken Orson Welles to Rick Rubin. Couldn't
Why?
land it.
well, what was the joke?
That they look the same.
A little. That's not a strong joke.
That's why I didn't.
Yeah.
That's why I
was just
took you
curious.
I took you behind the curtain there. I didn't.
Okay, what else? What do we got? You said you had topics. Oh, you know what? I'll give you one thing
Yeah.
that we didn't talk about. Well, we kind of talked about it. And that is, I was really late to it, but I finally watched Ren Fair.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes. While
really,
you were traveling,
Yeah, really good. Like
incredible, right? Dude?
beautifully shot. You know what I mean? Number
Yeah.
one, and like
Yeah.
smartly edited. It's
Yep.
it's very like it's good.
Yep.
It kind of tells like 3 different stories, and the whole time you're like, I don't know.
You waver on who you support and who you like. And yeah.
I mean, just like as far as like storytelling goes, like we'll start someone out as a full villain arc and then completely change them. Start someone out as a hero and then fully changes them. Like it just and it makes it the whole time being like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I support anybody. I don't know if I support all of them. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it's really interesting.
I won't spoil any aspect of it, but there is one scene that I thought was so funny, and it's when they're sitting down at the Olive Garden. He's on a date with a younger woman, and he asks.
And we gotta like maybe kind of set this up, or this is gonna be really out of context. It's a huge Ren Fair. It's like a whole city.
Out of Texas.
Yeah, this guy runs it, and he's the king of it. He's very old. He's considering retiring. This is how like the premise of the show. A lot of other people are in sort of position
It's
to
literally
take over.
Succession for a Ren Fair in Texas, but it's real, and all players involved are wild.
If Succession made up quiet luxury, this makes up disgusting luxury.
Yeah.
Like just like
Money in the mud type shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's they got money, but you don't want any of it.
No, you can keep
I don't
it.
want anything.
I don't want anything
The
to do
way
with it.
that guy is designing his house is the most hideous thing I've ever
The
seen
statues
in
by the
my
pool and
life.
shit.
Yeah,
But so like
they're all
Timothy
freaks
said,
in different ways. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? They're all their own type of freak.
Yep.
They then deeply humanize each one of them. So it starts as like that's what I think is so interesting about it. It starts in this like mystically type because it's this insane setting,
Yes.
and all these people are kind of weirdos. You know what I mean? And it's this very like magical, mystical thing. And then you watch it just basically destroy their lives. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
And all for what? You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's
unbelievable.
It's,
There was a point where we were watching it and I said, there's no chance this is real. And I was like, I'm going to spoil it for myself. If this is by chance a smartly edited, fictionalized thing, I'm okay for it to be ruined because I need to know.
yeah.
And
you just mean if it was a real people or not, like not actors?
I thought that they were actors, is what I'm saying. I thought they hired these people and they are playing it like, you know, fucking Paranormal Activity or Blair Witch, where you're not really supposed to be able to tell. I thought it was fake.
The energy is sort of like Tiger King if if it wasn't just watching goofballs do stuff. You know what I mean? Like if it was like that from the get-go, you're like, these are all weirdos, and the drama that will ensue is all brought on by themselves.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of watching people. It's like reality TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a little bit more, it's still that, but it's because it's so, the premise is so insane and the people are so crazy, but at the same time, it's like kind of a deeply human and strange story. And it's like, you know, it's so smart how they've like basically map this whole thing out of like this succession story that feels like Game of Thrones or something. But again, kind of like with people from Texas.
Whatever
You know what I
we're
mean?
saying, it's gonna hit so much harder. You just turn it
It's
on for
3
the first
episodes.
15
Like
minutes.
you can bang this out in an afternoon or evening. You know what I mean? It's fun.
It's
Really
awesome.
like I blazed through the whole thing on a flight.
Yep. And then also the producer of it was on How Long Gone, so you should hop on and listen to that episode.
cool.
It was really interesting.
Yeah.
He's done a couple other things in this realm of
Yeah.
documentaries, this, that, and the other. So anyway, I'm really happy you watched that. If you're listening, please go watch it.
It's
It's
really-
like Timothy said, it's 3 episodes.
Yeah.
You will be entertained. You will be taken for a roller coaster
Okay,
ride.
so now the scene that you're talking about, which won't spoil anything. The
We're
old
not
guy's
spoiling anything.
looking for love.
He's looking for a life partner. He wants
What's he
somebody
keep
to
calling
love him and take care of him and companionship.
Yeah.
And so he takes these girls out on dates to Olive Garden.
Same place every single time. He takes
Same
them in an
seat.
Escalade that he's got custom fitted with gold trim.
Like literally like fucking, if you played RuneScape when you could add trim to your armor and shit, but literally like medieval shit, like gold trim on.
But it's like a
it's gaudy and
2007
ugly.
Escalade.
Yeah. I don't even want that. And you know that I like a big body, but I don't even want that car. That's hideous.
Yeah,
But so he goes to the Olive Garden, and he has quite a distaste for artificial breasts on women. Mm-hmm. And this girl sits down and
He has like this checklist that like women need to meet.
Yes.
That's disgusting. You know what I mean?
and then the underline is that they're there to take care of him and offer him love and companionship, but they need to be all of these things as well.
And it's like a thing. It's a situation where there is no person that would meet these.
Oh no, and also
want
deal
to
with
date
him,
a 90-year-old guy or whatever.
Yes. So he hates fake boobs, and this girl sits down.
It is the first question he asks when he goes on these dates.
Like they literally, like, you can hear that they've hardly even settled into the seats. The cushion is still letting out air almost. You know what I
he
mean?
also makes them sit on the same side as him, which is psycho.
So
And he's got like the booth by the bathroom at an Olive
Bro, it's
Garden.
like the back corner. It's where they either come out of the bathroom or out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
And he looks at her and he goes, "Are those something like are those artificial breasts?" And she goes, "Yes, I had some work done a year or two ago." And he looks forward.
And he goes,
We're done here.
all right, we're done here. He just sort of like just the whole thing
Done. Didn't even order food.
Nope.
Fuck it. We're fucking done.
He just it's like if I turned this way and just like, all right, I'm done with the podcast. You know what I mean? And then just waited for
She was dead in that moment.
Yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
even exist.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
anyway, go watch Ren Fair. Absolutely stellar.
So weird.
Feeding off of that, before we get into, because we got some deliveries and stuff we could talk about, but we got time. Actually, we might be getting there. Presumed Innocent. Tell me you're caught up. We can't talk about.
Well, we can't. Yeah, I'm caught up. But
You're
we can't.
caught up? You watched last night?
We watch it on Tuesday nights, baby. We stay up late and do it.
Oh,
It comes out at like 10. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Well, if I would have known, man, we can talk about this off camera, off air, so to speak. But dude, I need to know what you think, because I have no clue.
I mean, this
where
is the
we're at.
first time I've watched a show, and like I legitimately do not know at all. I don't even really have a solid hunch.
Nope.
You know
That's
what
what I said to Michelle this morning. I said, I need to talk to Timothy and Abby about it, because her and I have zero idea. I have maybe 3 loose theories or things that we could throw in the ether and see if they stick, but I have no inkling of what the fuck is happening.
And you know what's also wild? Is it says in the final episode that hasn't come out yet.
Is the next episode's final episode?
That they reveal who the killer is. That's what it says. You know what I mean? It says in this, which is the whole thing that the shows. I haven't done anything here. It just
no.
you know, it says that that's the thing. But then it got picked up for a season 2. So you're like, well, then what happens? You know what I mean? So it's also like an interesting.
It just adds another layer of interest. So.
Yeah.
I am thrilled with the show. It is sticking with me like Mayor of Easttown stuck with me, or The Night Of, which we referenced earlier. It has a very similar feel to Night Of, in my opinion. Both the city aspect. One Chicago, one's New York, right? Night of. But there's like a darkness, a raininess, a cityness about it that is synonymous. But we'll have to talk when we get off. I need to know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I dropped my thing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can talk about it now because I don't feel like I have. I mean, I have like the same thoughts that I had like a while ago, and those haven't changed of like who my guesses would be. But it's all just it's a little like a dark version of Clue.
Yeah, absolutely. And they linger on a couple of shots in this last episode of other people, intentional choices where like they didn't need to end that section with that cut, but they did. So it makes you wonder, like that was intentional. They ended on this person for like a second and a half when it could have just went on to the next scene. So I don't know.
It's not like a perfect show or anything. Like there's some flaws to me, but it's still very entertaining.
Listen, I'm sure that if I were, no, not me. If somebody wants to dissect it,
not me.
If somebody's going to dissect it and look at it through a film critic's view, sure. I am there strictly for the mystery and the entertainment. I love to not know what again, Mayor of Easttown. You don't really know until fucking 10 minutes before the show ends what really happened. You literally have no
what's
clue.
Funny though is I watched that show and I don't remember the premise or who it was at all.
I won't say it, but anyway.
I think I kind of remember, but like it just like
it
these
takes
things
a lot
don't
of
like
twists and
stick
turns.
with me. You
think 6 times in that show that you know what happened. In fact, when it started, I think episode 2 or something happens, and you're like, well, fuck. What are we doing?
Oh, it's coming back to me now.
You know what I mean?
It's coming back to me for a funny reason, but I can't say because it'll give it away. But yeah, I'll tell you later.
Yeah. So
anyway, right, yeah. What else? Anything else happening? You got any other things?
Nope. You got any big plans this weekend or anything fun coming up? I mean, we're at the end of the week.
It's
so.
like Is
this a reset weekend for you guys?
Yeah, we have Gia's birthday next weekend after that, so we're trying to like. I don't know. I don't try to kind of do nothing really.
I got that scramble Saturday, but then Sunday we decided we're not leaving the house, ordering food, type of shit. You know what I mean? Just we've been go comparatively to how we
did jump on that trampoline a lot.
Slept till fucking 10 a.m. that next morning.
All right, tell them about what kind of deliveries. What do we got going on at the store?
Right now. In the store, since we've last spoken, we've got a massive restock of CDG perfume. So you should have gotten the email, whether if you used the notify me when back in stock button, you should have gotten an email for your favorite scents if we got them. We didn't get the heaviest hitter of all, which is Hinoki, right?
No Hinoki. They just didn't have it.
Is it just dropped?
The only thing that I don't know, it wasn't on the thing anymore. I mean, I don't know. But no Hinoki, no sunscreen. The only 2 ones that were missing. Okay. Everything else is there. Everything else they produce is there.
Sunscreen one is I love it. It's a little more novel.
You know what? I have it, and I like to, in the summer, put a squirt of that on and then a squirt of something else on the top.
As a little 1-2.
And then it kind of makes anything a little bit summery because it more or less smells like suntan lotion.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Which I love the smell of, actually.
I do, too.
So if you do that once and then, like, brush your teeth through the rest of it and hit yourself with something else, kind of nice.
What do you think you pair it with? Because, for instance, my thought was I got that calamus, which I really love. It is the color green. It is as green as scent can be. And I was thinking it could be nice to pair with something maybe a little more spicy, like Warzazate, or I have that OG CDG one. Just
I guess
perfume.
I've only ever gone like fresh with it, so like I've done. I mostly just do it with like Yoyogi. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Mostly that. That's a concrete fitting sometimes.
One. Oh, nice.
Anything that feels like a little bit lighter, I'll do it with that.
Yeah,
darker's hard to do that kind of game with unless you go like one is a little bit like. I don't think dirtier, but you know what I'm saying? Like one's a little bit more like earthy,
a musk or something.
And then you do like something a little sweeter on top. Sometimes you can hit that.
Yeah.
But
So massive CDG perfume restock. Sampler kits are back. So if you've been waiting for those to be restocked,
yeah, you can sample and get what you need finally. Which as long as things don't, the things are selling fast. So if you've been kind of eyeing some things or trying to get like a summer hit, Amazing Greenback, that's one of my favorites.
I was going to say you want to throw a couple more shout outs.
I mean, there's really not much I don't like. I mean, there's things that I like on other people, not myself, which is like a thing you have to just get like okay with when you're getting into like scents. Is that like there's things that like I think smell good, but they just don't smell good on me.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you what my lineup is. See, this is my collection. Let me see if I can walk it through. I have Blue Santal, which I love. Amazing Green. Wonder Oud. I have Hinoki and Yoyogi.
Yep.
Sunscreen. Sequoia.
Oh, nice.
I've had it for a long time. I don't use it as often. It's like a little. I like it more in the like fall.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've got another one mixed in there somewhere. But I think those are the ones I've got really. And then I've got some other.
Yeah.
I've got some of my old standbys.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, a lot of my old standbys are kind of low because I've been doing all CDG, but I kind of gotta get those back in the mix too.
Yeah,
because I still love a Tam Dao from Diptyque.
Oh, nice.
For me personally, it's like more of a nostalgic thing, I think, at this point for me than anything else.
Tam Dao, TAM. Mm-hmm. Interesting. I'm sure I would know the scent from being around you, but I don't know it explicitly.
What are you working with?
I'll say my collection, but I kind of made a decision the other day that my number one is Warzazate.
We're gonna hard commit to something.
New main. That's my new main one. That's my new main.
That's
one.
your main character.
If I were to pick like that's my scent, that's what I would say is my main one. Warzazate. It's from
let's from now on say that like I'm just maining
Warzazate.
I'm maining Wonder Oud right now.
I'm low, so I'm maining Yoyogi. But I got Yoyogi, Warzazate, OG CDG, which if you love a spicy one,
yeah, that's
love
good,
it.
Yeah.
Love it. And
are you talking about the 2? Or are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about little the clear yellow color liquid with just white box.
At du Toilet.
Yeah, just straight up toilet.
It's definitely
love that one. I got Aesop Miracetti, Blackbird Ophir, Calamus.
Finish what you're doing at the top.
That's about it.
The other day before we got on the podcast with Akiko. Do you remember what you were looking through that book?
Yeah, I say it.
And you went, oh man, I don't know. This recipe looks like it fucking bangs. What is this chiffon? And I was like, what? I said
chiffon. It was a matcha chiffon.
Yeah, matcha chiffon. And I was like, what the hell are you saying? He showed me. I was like, chiffon. You went, fuck. It's like literally right before we went into the interview.
Oh man, hey, I do go for it. That reminds me, when I went to Berlin.
I mispronounce things literally all the time. That's the other thing. Like sometimes you just read things enough. I mean, everyone's done this with brands before. You read it so many times, you're just like I've landed on that's how it is in my head because I've said it in my head that way so many times, and then you go to say it out loud and you're like, oh, that fucking doesn't seem right, but I don't know. You know,
when I was in Berlin, the train station we would always have to come back to was Wansee. And so for the first, I was there for like 2 weeks. I was young. I was 18. First time really. Wansee. So one of the times I said, oh, fuck, guys, next stop is Wansee Plaza. And they're like, what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah, my Midwest brain, I just immediately was like, that can't be right. But that is how we would pronounce it. That's how you'd pronounce it in Wisconsin.
I wasn't even necessarily, 100%.
Wansee.
That's a town outside of La Crosse, Wisconsin.
I'll pick up a car in Wansee tomorrow. You know?
From a yard that has a bunch of
It's only got 98,000 miles on it. It'll run for another 100 easy once I change out.
Place those pistons. Yeah. Somebody stole that cat, but my buddy's got a good cat we can put on there and a catalytic converter. But anyway, so I said we gotta
cat.
Yeah, catalytic.
That's good. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I said, guys, we gotta get back to the Wansee station. It's the next stop, and they're like, what the fuck? It was Wansee station.
Well, when I realized that you were talking about Berlin again, I was
German,
like, there's just no way that it could have been Wansee.
But we just go. What? I'm not embarrassed in front of you, and I wouldn't be embarrassed in front of somebody else because it's like I don't know.
How am I supposed to know?
If if you told me 100 times that I'm still pronouncing Chiffin, then it's just I'm a dumbass, or that's what I choose to say. But
It's just it's just one of those things where when you hear it, it's my favorite thing when you hear. We had a friend in Chicago that was from Romania, and she would regularly say things just
crazy.
It's like the weirdest way, and obviously that's not her first language. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she would put together things in a way that my brain could never put them together.
Yeah.
And it would be like, please don't correct her, don't ruin this. It's kind of like when we have Gia now, and she'll switch from saying something one way to another way, and you're like, oh, damn it. It's gone now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like, I just don't want the funny to end. So I almost don't want to correct, but
Yeah.
Chiffin was too irresistible.
God, yeah, Chiffin hit hard.
Well, plus I was worried you were going to be like, that matcha Chiffin. Look at
Oh,
that.
goodness,
I gotta let
Akiko,
him
that
know.
matcha Chiffin just looks so good.
Yeah, it's all coming from a positive place.
So, that's the thing.
All right,
too.
so we talked about CDG.
CDG
What else we have?
perfume delivered. I'm happy to report the first delivery of Taiga Takahashi TT has landed. We've got denim jacket and pants kit. We got hoodies. We got some thermals. We got
Other pants,
a couple pair of pants. We got
belts,
belts,
yeah.
suspenders. So you if you've been waiting on Taiga Takahashi, it's written, it's received. We're
Working on it.
We're in a limbo with photo too. Yesterday, another thing in regards to me not getting work done yesterday, we just kind of all at once were like, fuck it. We're going to have a meeting about this, and then it morphed into something else, and 2.5 hours later, we had rearranged some of the studio, completely rethought how Abby's going to do her photo, and she was like, no, I think this is the move. So now we pivoted to something else. So anyway, it's going to be online soon. Taiga Takahashi. We got a bunch of Apartamento magazines.
And books, yeah.
And books. At time of recording this, they are not online, but
They're on the way.
they're on the way. There's
really good stuff that has been out of stock from them for a while.
Yeah.
And then they've got a couple new ones that I'm really excited about.
Yeah,
that
like
Tokyo style one looks so fucking cool.
all the heavy hitters,
Yeah.
like apartments in, I think it's Paris, Berlin, London,
New York.
Mm-hmm. And then there's, you said I hadn't opened them, but there's a couple cookbooks, photography books, design books. The Tokyo style one, which when we ordered those, that leading image on the cover is just absolutely stellar.
So cool.
I just
And
want to
then
live in that space.
There's like a magazine, I think it's from the previous issue or something like that. It's got the most immaculate vibe I've ever seen, which is two German shepherds.
Oh my God.
Laying near a lady who's in an in-ground bathtub, which
Dude.
I didn't even know existed until I saw that. That's what I'm going
That's
to
it.
put that up on my
Would
board, my Oprah board, and try to make that happen.
Would you reckon that's a mid-century detail?
That feels more like it's, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it would happen. It feels more like European or something. I don't know.
It does.
Because the things you'd have to do to make that.
I was just thinking, it means that whatever is beneath you, you've got this much room between the ceiling and the floor. Which maybe there's that much anyway.
We're boys who love holes. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, now.
You know what I'm talking about? Like in a house, like I want a sunken living room. I want the bath thing in the ground. I want it all to be in the ground.
I want a step-down living room, and I want everything in there to be plush. I want it to feel like you're walking through a ball pit almost. You know what I mean? Just so much soft shit. But yeah, the Apartamento stuff looks absolutely stellar. There's a book on the placement of things, like literally like placing things in an interesting and pleasing to the eye manner, etc. So
I just love all their aesthetics, and I love that we've talked about it before, you and I, but I love that all of their books really, they don't have you clean up the house. They don't. It just feels like lived in spaces, things that are more realistic, and I think you and I both like are drawn to that because as much as like I'm finicky, I like a cozy, heavy, more decorating style. You know what I mean? Like I like it to be a little bit more lived in. I don't
show me the stuff you've collected over the years. Like I love going to your guys' house because I'll stand with my hands behind my back.
Yeah.
Just kind of poking around at your guys', different cabinets and cupboard situations and shelving units. And I know you and Abby will go somewhere and you got like a little trinket here, and then you have a little glass or a little jewelry case here that has things in it. And I just love to look at it. So, and that's my main critique of like, I feel anxious around home interior because a lot of the time what is photographed and celebrated is not only unattainable financially, it is also a showroom It's like nobody's sitting there. Nobody is sitting on this fucking
all that
couch.
stuff is staged. You know what I mean? If you have like Architectural Digest and stuff, which
but
I
who
love,
lives
like,
in a staged manner? Do you know what I'm saying?
It's so boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like it doesn't have any personality. Like you know what I mean? And look, there are houses and stuff, you know, that I think deserve the respect of like this is art. It's just to look at. It's you know, it's for inspiration, and that's great.
Sure,
you
it's
know?
a project.
But and anyone can do whatever the fuck they want. I don't actually give a shit. I just think that like it doesn't feel real to me. And
It's
that's
not what I'm attracted to.
It's like boring. You know what I mean? In a way,
It's boring. It's like, okay, cool. I've seen how many empty rooms, because at that point what we're talking about is the shape. And like, unless you're talking about you built a fucking something in the shape of a planetarium that has ladders leading up to bulbs that you crawl up into with fun little things, like it's a square or rectangular room that I've seen a million times photographed, and that's not interesting to me. But I do love looking through Apartamento, and I there's one that I always think of. It's like an image. I want to say it is maybe a Parisian bathroom or something, and it's like teal tiles and shit. But it's like all of their toiletries are out on a shelf this big, and it's just 6 items deep and just shit. But it's like, cool. They had a photographer coming to the house to photograph their space, and they just left it as is, and that's what I think is cool. It's like proof of life.
It feels very like there's a voyeur energy to it that I like. It's kind of intimate and sexy because it feels very real. You know what I mean? I mean, the most interesting thing of going to someone's apartment is not like they have it all cleaned up. It's like, oh, I wish I could go through all the cabinets. I want to see all the stuff you've got. I want to. It feels personal. You know what I mean? In a very interesting way.
Yeah.
I think I'm more interested in people than I am just the space, and then. So the interesting part of a living space should be how you live inside of it, not just like, hey, look, I collected a bunch of expensive things in here. Check it out. You know, it's like,
don't touch them. Don't touch them. And
I can still think that's cool. You know what I mean? I can still look and be like, wow, this is beautiful.
In the same
stuff.
way that walking into a museum in a nice city is beautiful and special. I can appreciate that, and I put it in that category. But like, I listen. There's a lot of people who don't watch TV, but like sit on their laptop and shit and watch shows on Netflix. You know what I mean? And it's like, you're not going to have a TV in the space because you're too highbrow for that thing. But you're not consuming television. To be fair,
if I lived alone, I would not have a TV and only watch things on my laptop. But that's not.
But you're not saying you don't watch TV.
That's because it's a more immersive experience, in my opinion, than anything I can make happen at a large scale.
And what I'm saying is, these are people who.
No,
are
I don't.
Like,
and I'm not doing it to. So that
oh my god, I could never just like watch a TV show. I have too many things going on in my life, and it's like, no, you fucking don't. You don't. So anyway, when you see a living room that is like a perfectly white couch with little tiny little legs, and there's nothing comfortable about it, and you'd walk in there and be like, I feel like I'm going to be in trouble if I cough in here. You know what I mean? That's not fun or interesting to me. And Apartamento highlights that past.
Yeah.
So
okay, what else?
Well, here, let me.
Was there other things?
I know
we got Capital on the way. There should be a decent sized Capital delivery soon.
Yes, Cap was on the way. There was a late flight leaving Anchorage last night, so it looks like it's actually arriving tomorrow. We got Cap on the way.
Quo's on the way.
Quo's on the way.
Restock, at least the initial part of the restock.
HealthNet.
Lead
us off with that. Tell us about that.
I think we talked about it on the last one a bit. So
it was Inbound. Yeah,
it's a brand I've liked for a while for their basics. Right. Yeah, and we saw it in Japan and really loved it, and have been looking for something like it's very approachable price point wise. The quality is super high. Stuff is great. Just looking at it, it's packaged beautifully. It's kind of like a revival brand out of Japan. Super cool. I mean, really great stuff. I'm excited for it. This is kind of a first little bit of a hodgepodge delivery, but I'm hoping that we can keep it in stock and kind of keep replenishing. But like, if you just need like basic white tanks or tees, we've got that. We've got underwear. There is also like more like, you know, thermals and garment dyed Henleys and, you know, but it's just like a good
hoodies, long sleeve tees,
great hoodies,
tees,
some great sweatpants, you know, a couple other like, you know, more fun shorts and jackets and stuff like that, but really simple and clean and just like great pieces to elevate all the other stuff you've got. You know what I mean? So
I'm happy to report sizing scale is in line with what you'd expect from Lady White.
It's true. Yeah,
you know?
Sizing's true.
The hoodies fit. An XL fits like an XL from Lady White. So just go with your Lady White size. No need to kind of fuss around with all that. But stoked on that. Beyond that, the only other thing that would be is in transit is Engineered Garments. Lands tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
So first delivery from EG.
Harrell also, and Real McCoy's.
Oh yeah, Real McCoy's on the way. I didn't know about Harrell.
First shipment of Harrell, and then
Sick.
and then Real McCoy's.
So the
Which
shirt
is like a core. It's like a kind of a core product from them. So it's kind of the stuff that, from what I understand, is pretty hard to find because it goes quickly. So
Real McCoy's.
yeah.
Is it what we just looked at the other day?
No. This is from a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, damn, that's
No.
weird.
From a
That
while ago.
cool. Well, the jacket you're wearing today is a Harrell piece,
Yep.
and I actually have the same one now. I reorganized my closet last night, and I think I have 4 just navy blue jackets. In fact, Chris comes in yesterday, he goes, "Motherfucker, you wearing it 2 days in a row?" I was like, "No, bro, this is a non-Amika piece." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But Harrell rules. It's a lightweight, garment dyed ripstop.
I get another piece from them. It's like the fabric is so crazy. I'll bring it into you in at some point and wear it. But it's like it's almost like denim if it was like way further, like all the threads were further apart. It almost feels like wool, but it's not wool. If that makes sense. Like it's soft and like hairy like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. It's like a denim jacket.
Would you say it's heavier for fall, or would you say it's
kind
breathable
of
for summer?
I mean,
Like,
it's more like it's like a denim jacket, just softer.
Interesting.
I mean, so it's like that kind of weight, but it's like
Yeah.
it has way more texture, and it's interesting.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for Harrell. We've got people asking about that and TT. So it is in our realm, and we'll have it online here soon.
Yep.
That's about it for product. Yeah, watches are coming back.
I feel like we still have magazines. We still have like a lot of random stuffs coming.
A couple things that are just kind of floating in the ether that we
and,
won't get tracking for. It'll just arrive.
We should double check, but I think we've got. Oh no, we've already got La Mer. Is that online? Not yet. So we've got some La Mer too.
Oh yeah, the La Mer came.
Yeah. There's a Crocs drop today.
Crocs drop
Soleil
goes live
Bembury
today.
Stuff.
That's actually.
What else? There's I think there's some other random stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't
We're
know.
cruising.
Stay tuned. It's just a lot. It just keep getting.
I'm looking
more
in
and
the
more
orders,
stuff.
and there's just people ordering. It's just good shit, dude.
Yeah.
It's just good shit. So we're cruising. But yeah, we're in a good spot. It's very exciting. And that's about it. We got, obviously, we're rounding a corner where we'll probably hit the next cycle in sale. And when that happens, we start to get all of our products. So we've got a lot more product yet to come, obviously, for fall winter 24. We're just now.
Sale will still be going on. There's plenty of things still kind of happening for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's answer a quick question and then let's get out of here.
Cool, let's do it.
We've heard a lot of underrated fruit talk, but what fruit is overrated?
Pineapple.
Interesting. Why do you say that? I don't agree.
I used to be very anti-pineapple. I definitely have a slight allergy to it. I've always said it feels like eating like a battery, kind of like my tongue and throat get tingly. And I know everybody more or less does that. The fresher the pineapple, the more it'll kind of affect you. I don't love that feeling. And I also think that if you were to get, say, a smoothie that has pineapple in it, it might as well just be a pineapple smoothie.
See, this feels like a you thing, brother, because I do not feel that way at all. Like, I don't feel like it's like a super strong flavor all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I don't even really get the tingly thing that much. Maybe occasionally.
Interesting.
But here's the problem with pineapple is the variance is too frequent. Do you know what I mean? Like it's and it doesn't seem about it being in season or out of season or whatever the hell it is. It's like you can get a good one sometimes and you're like, damn, that's the best thing. Or you'll get one where it's like, this is a lot of chewing. You know what I mean?
It's harder and it's sour.
So it's like the variance on it is a lot. So I do not love that.
Yeah. I love like Dole pineapple in a can, you know? Like when you just get it, like I love it in that realm. Fresh pineapple just doesn't do it for me. And I know that that's like people love pineapple.
Yeah.
But that would be an overrated fruit. That's easy for me.
I'll give you one that people won't like, and that's like, I think Sumo oranges are fine. They're fine.
You turned me on to them.
I like them, but I didn't need all this personality around them that people do. You know what I mean? I think they're like, they're not that good. They're fine. They're good. They're better than a normal orange, which I think outside of orange juice is also kind of overrated.
Oftentimes a navel orange or like a cara orange is trash. Now,
again, it's another one where this is way more chewing than juice.
You
know
just
what I mean?
gotta, you gotta be
flavor.
aware of the seasonality with citrus. That's how I feel. Like, for instance, we don't, there aren't Sumos in the store right now, but like really, I'm not buying oranges and shit until winter. It's just, that isn't the time. They're a winter fruit, at least in our realm of supply chain. You know what I mean? I don't know when pineapple would be in season, so to speak. But interesting you would say that. I personally love a sumo. I think it's like a perfect one, dude. Is absolutely stellar.
I still think it's good. I just don't know.
I also love that they peel nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree there because I'll be honest. I'm like an animal when it comes to the other fruits. You know what I mean? I'm just like opening it like a psychopath. I can never get it to peel right.
Yeah, oranges and stuff, and little cuties are good. You a little cuties fan? Huh?
Don't like them actually.
Interesting.
Yeah, not for me.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay, and you got any other ones? Coconut maybe. Kind of.
Coconut is one of those things
What's
where
realistic
like
here? I like coconut water, but only like one.
I'll take it however it's given to me, but it ain't what I don't buy coconuts. For instance, we use coconut milk in a recipe we cook quite often, but
I don't know, kind of mid.
It's fine. Coconut's fine. It's more like it's one of those things like we're technically like cacao is a fruit. I've never had the fruit, but it's more about the byproduct than it is about the fruit itself. Like most people, I'm wrong here actually, I know, because a lot of tropical areas eat coconut, but like most people are not like buying a coconut and eating a coconut. Do you know what I'm saying? You're doing it to
I got
make a pastry or...
I'm not really a grapes guy.
Huh. So I actually...
every now and then, but...
I maybe would have agreed with you. You know what? No, I agree with you in that the variance is too great.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes...
I think green grapes are just outright gross.
Oh, see, I like green grapes. I like them when they're this big. Thick.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
And then also sometimes just at Whole Foods straight up table grapes. You know what they like, the red table grapes?
Are you talking about the ones that like have the seeds in them? Because I like those.
No, that's a Concord. I love a Concord.
I like that. Yeah.
I love a Concord. Don't eat too many of the skins; it'll upset your belly. But a red table grape.
Do what I want.
Hey, do your thing. But red table grapes, bro, are when they're hard, you know, and snappy. Love. Love.
I don't think of other ones.
Strawberries hurt my belly. If
I don't eat them enough. I'll either put them in something or I'll have a couple just because I'm hanging out. You know what I mean? Like, but it doesn't. I cut them every day of my life for Gia.
Oh,
so I've been cutting strawberries and dealing with spending money on strawberries and stuff. Oh man, I got maybe the ultimate one.
Overrated
raspberries. Fruit. Yuck.
Really? I like raspberries.
Mealy. Flavor's not that good to me.
Interesting.
No good.
Hey, all good.
Like a blackberry, okay.
I actually would have said up until about a week ago that I would do blackberry over raspberry, but we've recently been getting some good raspberries.
And raspberries are like mush almost immediately.
Yeah, but the flavor is good, man.
I don't know. It's not there for me, but overrated for me.
Yeah. That's about it, bro. In terms of overrated, you know.
What do you think is the most underrated? I know we've talked about it, but what do you think is the most underrated? I mean, green melon, obviously.
Honeydew is an underrated flavor in the American palate. Shoot, you know what else I think that I
think
love?
Banana gets what it deserves.
Banana and
it's
apples,
been holding things down for a long time.
The number one selling item in Walmart, they sell more units than anything else is bananas. It's number one sold thing, which is an interesting
But no one's ever
stat.
like, I'm a banana. They don't ever, you know,
we
they
take them
like,
for granted. But have you ever taken a banana outside of its shell and looked at it and been like, this is nothing like anything else that grows here in North America. You know what I mean? Just isn't. I love bananas. And recently,
I love the flavor in things too. You know, I like
love.
it.
Yeah. I like banana flavored candy sometimes. I like strawberry banana smoothies are like, it's an underrated thing. It's an easy choice, but it's fucking good. You know? Have you ever had like a pomelo? Do you know about a pomelo? I love a pomelo.
Yeah.
That's a 45-minute endeavor, but I will peel it all, take all the skin off. I don't know the term because you can do it with a knife, but I do it with my fingers where I want everything to be perfectly, no skin, just the pulp, you know?
Yep.
Love.
You know what? Like a really fresh, like cold plum. That's also another one you don't feel like gets into flowers maybe sometimes.
No, it doesn't. And on that, piggybacking that, nectarines as well. Everybody loves a peach, but nobody talks about how good a nectarine is.
Yeah. Also pears.
Oh, that is the most underrated fruit.
Yeah,
that is the most underrated fruit, I would say.
I like a pear and an espresso together. That's a nice combination.
Interesting.
Very good.
I think.
Or coffee, whatever.
And you're just talking straight up Bartlett pears, right?
Yeah,
straight up Bartlett pear.
Regular pear.
Yep. Bartlett pears are great. You let them ripen. I like red and Dan. Sometimes they have the D in front, and sometimes they don't. Anjou.
Oh yeah.
Anjou, Danjou. Those are also really good. Similar to a Bartlett, they just have a different pear flavor, but it still tastes like pear, but it's different. But then there's also Korean pears. There are Bosque pears, which are those like snappy ones that are crispy, usually with like a charcuterie tray or something.
Yeah.
And then there's these little ones, Seckle, that for the first time in like 4 years, we found them at the Whole Foods out in Longmont, and I would bring them in my pocket. They're like little sweet, sugary,
Those are good.
juicy little two-biters. You know what I mean? Pears do not get enough love. Two-biters.
I love a two-biter.
Yeah. But
All right,
brother.
it is. We got another pod to do. We got work to do. We got to go nuts.
Let's get it.
All right.
Bye.